In this routine, I'm going to take you through 4 moves that you can do to strengthen your pelvic floor without doing Kegels. You are going to need a pillow or a ball or a yoga block to do this. Begin by placing your palms together, hands between your thighs right above your knees. Pin them there between your thighs right above your knees, and you're going to do some pelvic tilts. So I want you to exhale as you tuck your pelvis under, lifting your pelvic floor. So inhale, and then exhale, tuck your pelvis under, lift your pelvic floor, and pull belly button to spine. Again, as you tuck your pelvis under, you're lifting your pelvic floor and pulling your belly button toward your spine. Keep those hands pinned between your knees or between your thighs, and go nice and slow with this. You can go slower than I'm showing. Again, as you round your back, you are lifting your pelvic floor, exhaling, and pulling your belly button toward your spine. Right now, lift your pelvic floor. This might take some time to get used to, but it's a great way to really isolate your pelvic movements because your hands are pinned between your thighs. Do just a couple more. Exhaling. And finish up here. Our next move is going to require that yoga block or pillow or small ball. Toes are together, heels are apart. This is really important. We're going to work on the rotation of our hips. So toes are together, heels are apart. Place the ball or the block or the pillow between your knees. Toes are still together, heels are apart. Feet are flat on the ground. And keep your spine long as you lean back. So you're leaning back, pressing the knees together, pressing the toes together, feet on the ground, spine long. Keep breathing, leaning back, feeling it in your deep abdominals, and then release. And now we're going to reverse the move, heels together, toes are apart. Feel as if you're squeezing your heels together, like you're squeezing a grape between your heels, trying to get out some grape juice. Your knees are apart now. You're not squeezing against the pillow. Lean back, keeping your spine long, don't round. Breathe steadily. You should feel this in your deep abs, your pelvic floor, your core. And then release. We're going to do it again. So now you're squeezing the ball or the pillow between your knees. You're squeezing your toes together, heels apart. Hold on behind your thighs, spine long, lean back, and breathe. Focus on the exhales. Keep your spine long, don't round your back, leaning back, squeezing the toes together. Now remove the block or the ball again, and this time same thing, heels together, toes apart, squeeze that pretend imaginary grape between your heels, and lean back, holding on behind your thighs for support. Breathing. And release. Move onto your hands and knees for the next move. You're going to be on your forearms, so your forearms are parallel, toes are tucked under, knees are close together. Lift your pelvic floor, pull your belly button in and up toward your spine so you're nice and strong through the core. Now, as you exhale, lift up carefully, just an inch or 2 off the ground with your knees. Now, you might need to play with your foot position for this move, where you swirl your knees apart and together. Your knees are hovered off the floor the entire time. Core is strong as you swirl the knees apart and then together, apart and then together, apart and then together, keeping the knees hovering off the floor, core really strong, and your forearms parallel. Keep going. This takes a lot of control. If you feel frustrated with this move at first, just try it again. And like I said, play with your foot position. You might need to move them a little bit farther apart. Just a couple more. Keep breathing. Keep your core strong. And finish up. Sit back onto your heels into a child's pose just for a moment. Now, go ahead and come up from your child's pose, and we're moving into some bridge variations. So feet are close together, they're right under your knees. Place a pillow or ball or block between your knees. And in this position, I want you to really think about pressing down into your heels as you roll your bottom up off the ground. One vertebrae at a time, come up into a bridge position. Pressing down into your heels, squeezing the knees into the pillow or the block. This activates the inner thighs, which helps activate the pelvic floor. And of course, your glutes are nice and strong too. Now, little pulses up. Pulse up and up and up. Last time, hold it and then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Release that pillow or block from between your knees and just let your knees flop apart into a nice butterfly position. Relax and let go. And we're going to do it again. So place the item back between your knees, whether it's a block or a ball. Make sure that your heels are under your knees. And you're pressing down into your heels as you roll up one vertebrae at a time, lifting your pelvic floor, pulling in your low abs, and then using your glutes, using the back side of your body to roll up into that bridge position. Hold your hips nice and high off the ground, pressing into the heels. Stand strong on your left leg and see if you can straighten your right leg off the floor, and then set it down. Now stand strong on your right leg and see if you can straighten your left leg off the floor. Holding it strong and then set it down. Hold it and then roll it down and release. Let your knees flop apart, relax, breathe, and great job, you did it. Those are just some fun and easy ways to work the pelvic floor muscles by using the hip rotators and the inner thigh muscles to help activate the pelvic floor without intentionally doing Kegel exercises, which can be a little bit boring. Be sure that you are able to completely release, relax, and let go of the pelvic floor after this routine. Take a nice stretch break, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.